So in this one, further dissolution is possible. Not possible. Those are called a saturated solution. That means the solute present in that solution is at its maximum value.
Oh, ma'am, you have to also write at that temperature, no?
Yeah,
Specific.
at particular temperature. Then here, this one, and then further, that means all the spaces between the solvent is used up. That means it is filled up by the solute particles. So that is the reason no space are left out. Every space is occupied by the solid substance, solid particles. So therefore, further dissolution is not possible. So such solutions are called as saturated solutions. Supersaturated solutions?
Ma'am, by heating the saturated solution,
Hmm.
we can we can dissolve more solute.
Yes.
So that is known as supersaturated solution.
Yes, right. So any saturated solution, when it is heated, we can add further more amount of solute. We can keep on adding them. Then that solution contains the solute more than the limited value. Then such solutions are called as supersaturated solution. Example of supersaturated solution is sugar syrup. Sugar syrup, whatever we use for jams, jellies, or this gulab jamun and all those sweets. So all those solutions have more amount of solute than its limit, than the limit of that water. So that kind of a solutions are called as supersaturated solutions. So
Yes. Gulab jamun after some time crystals form.
So supersaturated solution where the amount of solute present more than its limit of the solvent, as well as here further, and the saturated solution after heating gets converted into unsaturated solution. That means further solute we can add in such solutions. Those are called as supersaturated solution.
Ma'am, but I have a doubt.
Yes.
Ma'am, if I take a solution and make it saturate, means salt and water, it is now it's saturated. So I heat it. So now more solute can be dissolved. Now this stage is called super saturated. Yeah, after dissolving more
After
salt.
dissolving more salt, whatever the solution is called, that is supersaturated.
Okay.
When saturated solution is heated, it can dissolve more solute. Such solution is supersaturated. Okay. So this is supersaturated solution. Now there is a one question is asked. If you have means if it is the solution is prepared by a person, one student, solution is prepared, saturated solution is prepared at 300 degrees Celsius, and then it is allowed to cool at to room temperature. What observation you can, what are the observations you can see? What are the visible observations?
Ma'am, we
Chandra,
can see crystals formed.
wait. I will not.
Crystal formation.
Yes, Chandana, are you there?
Ma'am, may I?
Yes, fine. Yes, Daphne.
Ma'am,
So
the
switch
solid
on
particles.
everyone's video. Everyone switch on video. Yes, Daphne. Yes, can continue.
Ma'am, the solid particles which were dissolved earlier in the saturated solution will settle at the bottom.
Will settle at the bottom. Why they settle at the bottom?
Ma'am, because initially they were present between the particles of the solvent particles, but now because the temperature is less, so there is less space between the solvent particles, so they'll have to
Yes,
settle at the
they have to
bottom.
come out. They will start coming out, so they will start settling at the bottom of the container.
Yes, ma'am.
So here When it is told, that is question is told, when the saturated solution is prepared at 300 degrees Celsius. 300 degrees Celsius is too high temperature. So that means the saturated solution which is prepared at 300 degrees Celsius is a super saturated solution. So that means more amount of solute is present than the required limit of the water particles. Then when you cool down such 300 degrees Celsius temperature was there, so more amount of solute you have dissolved because the space between the water particles has increased. But now when we start cooling that liquid, then the water particles starts coming closer, closer, closer. So at that time, the space between the water particles decreases. Now solid particles cannot take that place because extra particles were present, so they will start coming out of that space, and those will settle at the bottom of the container. So therefore, when we see a sugar syrup, that is gulab jamun container, if we take it, in the beginning, it is completely liquid, more liquid solution, thin solution was there. But at the bottom, if you check without stirring, if you take out the upper part, then if you at the bottom, you can see it is much more thicker liquid, you can see. It's much more thick liquid. Viscosity increases. So that is because the particles, not in the form of crystals, only particles have came out of the water particles and settled down because they are heavier. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So this question is important. Here it is asked. Now one more question is there.
Ma'am,
Yes.
there is no formation of crystals.
After some days, if you keep it as it is, after drying process takes place, water evaporates out, then the crystals are formed. In the normal case, crystals will not be formed.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. And one more question is there. What will happen to the level of the water when 20 gram of sugar is dissolved in 100 gram of water? What observation you can see in terms of its level, water level? Will increase, will decrease, will remain same?
Ma'am, it will remain same.
Ma'am, it will remain same.
It will remain same. Class 2 question is actually, but they have asked for 1 mark. This question they have asked 1 mark. What you will observe in the change in the water level when the 20 gram of sugar is dissolved in water. So whenever the 20 gram of sugar is dissolved in water, sugar get dissolved. That means it will, and this is 20 gram, it is not 100 gram. So if it is 100 gram, then yes, the space will increase. It will not increase, the particles will settle down only. The level, yes, it is due to the presence of those sugar particles, the level will increase. But initially only 20 gram of sugar is present. So it will take the place between the water particles. So there is no change in the volume of the liquid. Volume won't change. So that means the level of the water will not change.
Ma'am, can you
When there is 20 gram of sugar is added to 100 gram of water, it's very less amount of a sugar is added. So there will not be any change in the volume because the particles have taken space between the water particles. There is no change in the level of the water. Even volume of the water has not been changed. Okay, then solubility. What do you mean by solubility of a solution?
Amount of solute present in a saturated solution.
Amount of solute present in a saturated solution. To make any saturated solution at a particular temperature. One more important point that is at particular temperature. So when you make a saturated solution at room temperature or at any temperature, at that time, how much amount of solute is added to that solvent is that amount of solute is called solubility. So for example, in 100 gram of water, 36 gram of salt is added, then that solution has become saturated solution. That means it is a saturated now. So such solutions are called as, sorry, that is saturated solution it is. Now how much, whatever the amount of salt is present in that water is called as its solubility. So for 100 gram of a water, 36 gram at 28 degrees Celsius is its solubility. 36 gram of salt in 100 gram of water at 28 degrees Celsius. And the solution becomes saturated. So 36 gram is said to be its solubility. It's clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So solubility and concentrations are different. Concentration and solubility are not same. Solubility, that means how much maximum amount of solute present in any saturated solution at given temperature is called its solubility. And concentration means, what do you mean by concentration of the solution?
Ma'am, the amount of solution present in the amount of solute present in the solution.
Both are same then.
Ma'am, can I?
What is the difference in these two? Avraj?
Ma'am, when the amount of solute is more than the solvent.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, can I?
ma'am, can I?
Ma'am, is it a amount of a particular substance in a solution?
Yes. Your exact difference.
Ma'am, can I?
Definitions, you actually whatever you are telling, it is completely similar. Solubility definition and concentration definitions, you are telling the same. So what is exact difference between them? There is only 5% difference. What is that? You are right. You are not wrong. But there is sort of difference. Conceptual difference, we call it as.
Can I tell?
Yes.
Ma'am, ma'am, when the amount of solute which is put in the solvent to make it saturated, means more solute can't be dissolved. That is called the solubility. And any amount which is present in a solvent, the solution is not saturated. It can be saturated, it cannot be saturated. So that amount is called the concentration.
Right. Very good. So it is solubility, that means we are finding out amount of solute present in a saturated solution only. So to make a saturated solution, how much ever amount of solute is present in the given solution, that is called as its solubility. And that solubility amount of that solute present in given solution at different temperatures is different. You have seen that is solubility increases with increase in temperature. So as temperature increases, amount of solute to dissolve to make that solution saturated will keep on increasing. And the concentration means that is not any type of a solution. You can take any type of a solution, whether it is very dilute solution, concentrated solutions, or middle 50-50% of amount of both of them is present. That doesn't matter. But how much ever amount of any solute is present in given solution at any particular temperature is called as concentration. So 5% solution, any solution is a 5% solution, means 5% of solute is present in that solution. 20% solution, this means 20 gram of solute is present in 100 gram of solution. So total solution is 100 gram and the 20 gram is the solute present in that. So solvent will be 80 gram. So if solute is 20 grams, solute plus solvent together is 100. By into 100 if we do, so that is a 20% solution. 35% solution, 50% solution, 57.7% solution, anything is possible. Concentration is possible, anything. So whatever the amount of solute is present in given solution, it can be measured and that is considered as a concentration of the solution. It is not required to be saturated. Clear?
Yes.
Difference clear? Difference between both of them clear? What do you mean by solubility and what do you mean by concentration?
Yes.
Solubility is we are using only for saturated solutions. So definitions you need to know, remember.
Ma'am, this all means not solubility, not above that. Should we write that? Super saturated, saturated.
Yeah, you have to. Concentration is expressed by three methods are there.
Mass by mass.
Yes, right.
Mass of
Mass by volume.
Mass by volume and volume by volume.
Volume by volume.
Mass by volume.
Volume by volume.
Volume by volume.
Mass by mass concentration is
Mass of solute by mass of solution.
mass of solute,
Mass of
By
solute.
mass
Mass of solute into
solution, not solute plus
solute
solvent
into 100.
into 100.
into 100.
Mass by volume concentration is
Mass of solute by volume of solution or solvent.
mass of solute by volume of solution into 100. And volume by volume is volume
Volume of solute by
solute by volume of solution into 100.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, the saturated solution, when we make it super saturated, more solute can be dissolved. So if by keeping the liquid or water in liquid form only, and I keep hitting it, the solubility will keep increasing.
In a closed container, if you are performing that activity, then
Yes, ma'am. So it will
could be
keep
stored water
infinite.
or move out.
It will be infinite.
But in the gaseous state, then for the no possibility.
Yes.
When that liquid gets converted to gaseous state, no possible.
Mm.
Then dissolution will not be possible.
Yes, ma'am.
Then the numericals.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am, you had told that for mass by volume concentration, you don't multiply it with 100.
Because this is not the same quantities.
Mom, is it 1 by
Ma'am,
50?
1 by
50?
find out decimal.
Zero 0.018?
No.
ma'am, 0.019.
No.
Ma'am, it is 1 by 51.
51.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, it's 1 by 51.
Yes. Not getting your voice properly.
Ma'am, is it 0.019?
Yes, ma'am.
No. What you are doing, tell me.
1 divided by 51.
1 divided by 51.
Yes, ma'am.
Where the 100 one?
Ma'am, it is 100 divided by 51.
There's one.
Yes, right? Find out that.
Ma'am, it is 0.5 by 25.5.
Into 100, where is into 100?
Oh.
Ma'am, is it 1.96%?
Yes, right.
Ma'am, is it 1.96?
Yes, right.
It is 1.9.
1.96.
Ma'am, is the answer for the second one 28.23%?
Calculation mistake?
Ma'am, is it 26.47?
26.47, right?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, so in the second question, we have to not use, there's the temperature anywhere.
No, we are not using. That is only they have told at a particular temperature. That is room temperature.
Ma'am, it makes us confused.
For that reason only to give in.
Ma'am, second answer is 26.4.
Yes, right?
Maybe.
Ma'am, is the third answer 16.66?
No.
Ma'am, I got 13.33.
13.33 is right answer.
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
Ma'am, 13.2.
Alga,
Yes, ma'am.
why calculation going wrong today?
I don't know.
Ma'am, is the second answer 26.4?
Yes, 47.
Ma'am, okay, 2 decimal places.
Ma'am, is the fifth answer 20?
No.
Ma'am, is the third answer 13.34?
13.33.
Approx 3/4. It's 13.333. It will never end. No, sorry. Then it is 13.3. Okay.
3, no.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, is the fourth one 6.94%?
Ma'am, is the fourth answer 6.9%?
6.9%. Yes, 9.4.
Ma'am, in the fifth question, glucose and sugar both are the solutes, right?
Yes, both are solid. Separately, you have to calculate.
Ma'am, is the fourth answer 28/403?
Ma'am, is fifth one the glucose equals 0.07%?
Fifth one?
Glucose.
No. You're forgetting to multiply with 100 every.
Ma'am,
Okay, here 20 by this window. Mass.
ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am is
Wait,
the
wait, 500. One more second. Here is some changes there. Okay, now do it.
Ma'am, 7.14 glucose percentage.
No.
Ma'am, is the fourth answer 0.06?
No.
Ma'am, what is it?
6.94.
6.94.
Again, you forgot percentage.
Ma'am, it is volume concentration.
Yeah. So volume by volume into 100.
Oh.
Ma'am,
Yes.
is the concentration of glucose is 0.06?
No.
Ma'am, I got it as 5.6.
Yes, 5.45.
ma'am,
Yes,
What's the answer for the fifth question?
5.45
5.45.
for glucose. Here they have given 500.
45.
Yeah, 5.45. Here they have given 500 ml of water. For 500 ml of water, this is a mass, and they are asking mass by mass percentage. That means the mass of water is needed. So this is 500 ml is the volume of the water. Density of the water is given 1 gram. Then you have to calculate the mass of the water. So you have density is equal to mass by volume is the formula. So find out the mass of water. You have to calculate.
Is that 500 grams?
Yes, it is 500 grams. Density is 1 gram per milliliter. So 500 milliliter, the mass will be 500 grams. Then what is the total solution? Mass of the solution is?
530 grams.
No.
For glucose.
550 grams.
Ma'am, you told to find it separately.
Yeah, separately when there is 30 gram of glucose and 20 gram of sugar, both are present in the solution.
No, I thought it like we have to find concentration of glucose separately and sugar separately.
No. This is both have been added in this water. And then how much percentage of glucose is present and how much percent of sugar is present, that separately you have to calculate.
Ma'am, sugar concentration is 3.6.
Yes, right, 3.63.
Ma'am, is the answer for this sixth one 80 gram?
Sixth one, no.
Ma'am, the answer of question number 5 for glucose is 5.4%.
Yes.
Ma'am, is it 16.66?
No.
Ma'am, in question number 5 for sugar, it is 3.6%.
Yes.
Ma'am, for the sixth question, is the answer 25 grams?
Yes, right. Yes, right answer. 25 gram is the right answer.
Ma'am, for the sixth question, even I got 25 gram.
Okay, go.
Ma'am, can I join again? Your voice is breaking.
Okay, fine.
Ma'am, so for the sixth
Ma'am, is it
question,
20?
answer is 25 gram.
25 gram is right answer.
Ma'am, is the seventh answer 88?
Ma'am is question number 6 I got 10, ma'am.
Ma'am, seventh is 88 ml.
Ma'am, can you show question number 6?
What happened in that? Percentage is concentration is 20%. This one is solute is amount of solute we have to calculate. Consider the amount of solute is X and the solvent is 100. Solvent is 100, not solution.
Yes, ma'am. 100 plus X is the
100
solution.
plus X into 100.
I'm getting 105 something.
No.
It is coming 20, no, 2 lakh by 19.
20 is equal to X by 100 plus X. From
Yes.
where you got 200. It's into 100. So
Yes,
this 100 will be transferred on that side. So 20 by 100 is equal to X by 100 plus X. This is 5. 5X is equal to 100 plus X. 4X is equal to 100.
How 5x is equal to 100 plus x?
Cross multiply.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
This is 25X is equal to.
Ma'am, I that last into 100, I ignored it first. I took the 100 plus x at this side. So it became 2000 plus 20x.
Yeah, that is equal to 100X then.
Oh, yeah.
The same thing, seventh one. Okay, done. Everyone completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then further is difference we have done already. Then colloids. Yes, in colloids, the dispersed phase and dispersed medium. What are the names of those? That chart, do you remember? What are emulsions? What are emulsions?
Ma'am, emulsion is liquid.
Solids
In which liquid is dispersed?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, in which liquid is dispersed in liquid is known as emulsion.
Yes, liquid is dispersed in liquid. Then the mixture formed is called as emulsion. Aerosols.
Ma'am, when gas is
In
dispersed in
either liquid or solid is dispersed in gases are known as aerosols. I mean aerosols.
Ma'am, gas and solid.
Solid or liquid in gas. Gas is the dispersed phase in which, dispersed medium, and in which the solid or liquid is dispersed. Then those are called as aerosols. That is, fog, smoke are the examples of aerosols. In fog, the water is dispersed in air. Smoke, solid particles, solid pollutants are dispersed in air. So these are all aerosols. So whenever liquid is dispersed in gaseous state, then all those we consider as aerosols. All your perfume sprays, all of them are aerosols. So in that, the liquid and solid particles are dispersed in gaseous phase, gaseous medium. Then those are called as aerosols. Only sols means gels, sols.
Ma'am, when solid is dispersed into liquid,
Those cherries. Liquid is dispersed in solid. Sols. Okay, when liquid or gaseous substances are dispersed in solids are called sols. Generally, gas is dispersed in solid. Pumice stone is example. Then those are sols. Okay. You have to remember aerosol one, and the second one is emulsion. That's enough. Okay. Now further is separation of mixtures, different ways by which we can separate the mixtures. First one, we have seen evaporation. So examples of evaporation. Example by which the evaporation by which substances, which type of mixtures we can separate.
Salt and water.
Water solution.
Salt
in
and
water.
Ma'am, color components.
Color components of the ink, sugar and water, at some extent we can do. Fine. So these are the evaporation process. The second one is centrifugation. Centrifugation. In centrifugation,
Blood.
Separating cream from milk.
Separating
cream from
components of
milk,
blood.
yes.
Components of blood.
Different components of the blood can be separated. Lab testing of urine and blood testing can be done by using centrifugation method.
Squeezing of water from wet clothes.
Yes, squeezing of water from the wet clothes, right?
And butter from cream.
Butter from cream, right? That is we have done. So these are the examples of centrifugation. In every method, you have to remember the principle used for separation. In all the methods, you have to remember the principle used in that particular process. Then the third one,
distillation.
Sublimation.
Separating funnel.
Separating funnel.
By use of separating funnel, sedimentation and decantation process.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is by using separating funnel, two immiscible liquids are separated by using separating funnel. In that, different oils and water separation can be done by this method.
Yes,
iron and iron ore.
Iron ore can be done with the same method, oil and water. Different oils, petrol, kerosene, natural gas, not natural gas, petrol, kerosene, diesel from water can be separated by this method, or different vegetable oils from water can be separated by use of separating funnel.
Yes, ma'am.
Next one is
fractional distillation.
Sublimation process. Sublimation is used for the mixture, one of the component of the mixture. If it is sublimable, then we can use the sublimation method. In that example, we have seen ammonium chloride and
salt.
Salt and ammonium chloride or salt and sand separation can be done by sublimation process.
Ma'am, salt and sand?
Yes, ammonium chloride salt.
Oh.
Ammonium chloride and sand can be separated by, or camphor and sand can be separated
one substance
by
sublimation.
Should be sublimable. One should be sublimable.
Yes.
Ma'am, and naphthalene.
Naphthalene balls, yes, powder of naphthalene ball from any of the mixture, non-sublimable substance mixture.
And salt.
Salt, yes.
Next, chromatography.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, for separating camphor from different mixtures, it should be dry, like it should not be mixed in water.
No, it's completely dry. The sublimable substance should be in dry state.
Okay, ma'am.
Then only can be done by heating. Immediately these get converted into gaseous state and then obtained after cooling them.
Ma'am, and next is chromatography.
Chromatography.
Drugs from blood.
Drugs from the blood is separated by chromatography. Different pigments of the flower.
Components of ink.
Components of ink can be separated. Components of dye.
Separating different colors from the dye.
Separating different color from the dye. Leaves or different components of the colored components of the different parts of the plant, that is from the flower, or even from the leaves. The green color is not only the one color pigment is present in that. Many color pigments are present, so that can be separated by the help of chromatography. Okay. Further, simple distillation and fractional distillation. Simple distillation, the separation of miscible liquids, but whose boiling point differs by 25 Kelvin.
Alcohol and water.
Acetone and water.
Acetone and water. Alcohol, no.
Alcohol is
is not by simple distillation, it is by fractional distillation process. So simple distillation is acetone and water, salt and water. Purification of water can be done by simple distillation process. Purification, that is any solid impurities present in the water, can be purified by water, can be purified, and the suspended impurities, solid impurities, can be separated by the simple distillation method. Okay. Fractional distillation method, alcohol and water, the two miscible liquids in which the boiling point of their boiling points differ by less than 25 Kelvin. Then such separation can be done by fractional distillation method. Benzene and water, alcohol and water, separation can be done by this method.
Gases from
Different gases, components, gaseous component of the air also can be separated by fractional distillation process.
Ma'am, separation of crude oil.
Separation of the crude oil of petroleum refinery. In the petroleum refinery, the crude oil is taken and then it is refined to get the different components of the petroleum. So that is separating petrol, diesel, natural gas, paraffin, then it is kerosene. So these bitumen, all these components are separated by the fractional distillation method. Okay. So here the different and the last process is crystallization. So crystallization, copper sulfate, the salts which have the property of forming crystals after adding water. So such substances can be separated by crystallization process.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, suppose they ask a question like you have been given 3 salts and you have to find that which salt can be converted into crystal. So how do we find it?
Copper sulfate generally asked us. Copper sulfate and iron sulfate, only remember this.
Ma'am, no, ma'am, like
copper sulfate and iron sulfate.
Like there was a question that 3 solutions are given, find which is base and acid. So how can we judge that the given salt is able to convert into crystals?
So you need to know those examples. That's what I'm telling you. Have to, at this stage, you have to remember only 2 examples. One is copper sulfate and second one is iron sulfate.
Okay, ma'am.
Only this colored crystals. Okay. Then this fractional distillation of different components of the gases, air components, gaseous components of the air. So first step has to be followed is filtration.
Pressure.
Filtration.
Yeah.
First filtration has to be done. So what air pass through the filters so that solid impurities left behind. Then that pure liquid, only gaseous components of the air has been taken to the pressure chamber, compression chamber, where the air is compressed, and then it is further gone to the cooling chamber where the where the air is first compressed air, it is cooled down again. So compressing we are doing, that is by increasing pressure, and cooling we are doing to decrease the temperature. So by increasing pressure and decreasing temperature, we can liquefy the air. Gaseous components are liquefied. So air get liquefied, converted into liquids. Then this is a mixture of different components. After doing this, first all the air gets, most of the components of the gas get converted into liquid state, but only one compound, one gas gets converted into solid state. What is that?
Solid ice.
Solid dry ice.
Solid CO2.
Dry
Carbon
ice.
dioxide.
Solid CO2 is which is called as dry ice. So solid
Yes, ma'am.
carbon dioxide is separated in the form of solid state. It is separated. Then remaining gas mostly consists of nitrogen, oxygen, and argon, which is taken to the fractionating column, fractional distillation chamber, where the air is undergoes fractional distillation, and one by one gases will start evaporating and collected. They are collected by condensing them. So first gas which gets converted, which separated, is nitrogen. First is nitrogen. Second one is argon, and the lastly oxygen left behind in the form of liquid state. So it will collected in the form of liquid state only. Under pressure, it is stored in the container in the liquid state.
Nitrogen at the highest.
Yes, because its boiling point, this melting point is less. So it will start melting first, then means it's converted into gases, boiling points, actually, condensation points. Boiling points of the nitrogen is the lesser one. So nitrogen first gets converted into gaseous state, then argon, and then finally oxygen. Oxygen sometimes it is kept in gaseous state, or most of the time it is remained stored in the liquid state. So liquid oxygen is present.
But in liquid state, its pressure is more. So just when we open the cap,
it gets converted into gaseous state.
Okay.
But storage and the transportation is easier in liquid state than in gaseous state. Okay, then finally purification of water. So we'll take it next class.
But I just have one doubt.
Yeah.
Ma'am, this separation of air and oxygen, nitrogen, argon. Ma'am, why is it necessary? Why do they do it?
If we want oxygen, we need oxygen for many processes. We need nitrogen for many other chemical reactions, which has to be used. In your lab, there is a nitrogen gas is available. Then only you are able to do that for this one experiment.
And nitrogen is in air only.
Air only, but you want to check out the properties of nitrogen. What you will do in many labs, they have to perform many it has to be used. Generally, nitrogen is used for the storage purpose, cooling purposes. So keeping objects cooler, nitrogen is used. Liquid nitrogen is used. Even in some of the this one also functions, or any this one you can see most of the restaurants, they are making ice cream with the help of nitrogen. Have you seen that?
Yes, ma'am. Cold plate.
Cold plates are there. So they just some amount of nitrogen they mix. That's immediately the milk gets solidifies because temperature is too less.
Okay.
So for that thing, nitrogen is needed, no? So how we will get the nitrogen?
Yes, ma'am.
From the air only they separate, or this one, they purify the air. Nitrogen is separated. Oxygen, for oxygen, ventilators. The people on ventilators in a hospital, they need oxygen supply because they are not able to inhale properly. So for that, oxygen is needed.
But I have heard that while inhaling, if we take pure oxygen, it's not good. So I had this.
Not good, but it is sometimes it is necessary. Just like the corona patients, which are on ventilators, they are not able to breathe properly. So they have to be given the artificial oxygen. Otherwise, they cannot survive them because their lungs are not working.
Yes, ma'am.
Lungs get infected, so their lungs are not working. So they need oxygen somehow. So that oxygen is given to them.
Okay, ma'am.
Those patients are kept on ventilators. Ventilators means what? That is the life support of oxygen supply.
Okay.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, like in the process of separation of air, there's like the gases are separated at different levels. So can you tell that which is the first gas and where it gets separated? Like the
Nitrogen is first separated and at the topmost position. There are the
ma'am,
difference in their density wise, difference in their densities. The different chambers has been, different outlet chambers has been placed. According to that, whichever the boiling point is lesser will cover a larger distance. So it can go above large distance. So from the topmost, it has been taken first.
ma'am, so why doesn't it escape through the bottom hole?
Because its density is more, because it has reached its boiling point. So its kinetic energy is very high. So it will cover a larger distance.
Ma'am, but it can even
It
escape
can
through the
be.
bottom
Yes, it
hole.
can be. So that is, it is taken out first. When complete nitrogen has given out, then argon, because argon cannot reach to that level.
Okay.
So it is not for nitrogen. Nitrogen can be taken out by anything, but it is what happened. The argon, when it is coming out, it has no, it cannot reach to that level. So from the lower chamber, argon is taken. Or
Okay,
if it is along with nitrogen, is also argon is keep coming out. So it will not go to the upper chamber. It will escape from the middle chamber.
but then the both gases will mix because if
That's
nitrogen
not the
escapes through the
only.
first
Yes, yes, right. In that case, what happened? It is not the one single step process. The same thing has been repeated 3-4 times.
okay.
This is not perfect.
Fractional. It is not perfect. Fractional distillation has to be done again and again to get the 100% purity. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Mom,
Yes.
mom, tomorrow which chapter test we have for time?
Second chapter, the same chapter.
Objective test, ma'am.
Yes, objective test.
Okay.
Ma'am, what are the timings?
Timing. So, anyone has any class? Any other class you have?
Tomorrow is Thursday.
Thursday, yeah. Any other
No.
class? You people have from 4 to 5, right? 5:30 is there, right? Other students. After 5:30, 5:45 to 6:45.
Ma'am, will
Okay,
be on
ma'am.
the Ma'am, can it be a bit
Tomorrow
more
is
early?
Yeah, you told you have early. These students cannot write 3 o'clock. Yeah, I told you that time. You have a class at 4 o'clock, right? Other students have class at 4 to 5:30.
Oh, ma'am, tomorrow is Friday. I have class at 6:30 or 7. I don't know.
Okay.
I'll confirm you on WhatsApp.
3 to 4. Yeah, Chandra has told me that time. 3 to 4 it is? Okay. 3 to 4?
Ma'am will be on the app.
App only.
Tomorrow also know this class.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so starting maths. Second chapter done. Any doubt in second chapter? Math second chapter?